Welcome back. It is Simon Scribe. I got a good one for you today. If you've seen a couple of videos ago, I was in this room. I am not in my residence. I am on a business trip, and so this video, maybe the next one, you'll see with this background. All right, moving on. So it could have been a good month by now. Xbox made a showcase, so I'm talking about a video game. Don't normally talk about video games, but it has relevance, so just bear with me. So Xbox did this showcase where they debut a lot of these upcoming games that's coming out, and the last one was the most awaited game called Starfield. Now, while I'm talking about this game, I'm going to play a clip. The clip was of a trailer. It was a very small portion. It's not really a trailer, but it's a portion where they're talking about the game, and it's this section where they're talking about the NPCs, non-playable characters for those of you who aren't in the know. And one of them kind of piqued my interest, so I'm gonna show that video right now, and we'll be right back. All right, so let me go pull up this video right here. I'm not gonna play the whole thing. Uh, I will, if I can remember, uh, link the video down in the description so you can check it out yourself. But I'm just going to play the first 10, 15 seconds of this video. Bear with me.
The artifact, if you could place it on the table here.
Oh my god, look at how it's coming together.
That means there's a set.
Built by an intelligence outside the settled systems.
It's definitely an eclectic cast of characters. You've got Sarah Morgan, the ex-soldier and adventurer, now Constellation's leader. Mateo, the theologian who believes that there's definitely something else out there. Noel, the gifted scientist in Sarah Morgan's...
bring it back, so...
Mateo, the theologian who believes that there's definitely something else out there.
That is what I wanted to talk about the most. So, as you saw, just so you know, I'm going to take that little bit of sentence and blow it completely out of proportion. So the word they used for one of the characters, Mateo, was theologian. Now, I know what a theologian is, but just so I can keep these, professional-ish, I'm going to read the Google definition of it. It said a theologian is someone who studies the nature of God, religion, or religious belief, and the term comes from the Greek words theos, which means God, logos, which means reason, and theologians use various forms of analytics and arguments to understand, explain, test, critique, and defend and promote religious topics. Okay, so I have been a proponent of apologetics, and a lot of theologians are apologetics, and sometimes vice versa. So I've been blessed by that. So when I heard that one of the characters is an actual theologian, that piqued my interest. And I tried to look online to see if there was any further information about that character. Not much. And here's what I'm not expecting. I'm not expecting that same level of artisticness or analytical thinking that goes into a good argument, a good thesis that theologians are known for. In fact, there's some theory that he could be worshiping NASA or whatever belief system he has NASA at its core because of how he's dressed up. At least that's what the Red Post said, and Red is never wrong. However, because they used the word, because they didn't just say believe, they said theologian, so I had to make the video. And if you've been here for a little while, then I have a couple videos up explaining that my favorite genre of not just video games and movies, of storytelling is really sci-fi. Sci-fi is really my favorite. I think it's the most creative, and I love it. But my ire with a lot of it is when it depicts future events in a human society, and especially if that human society is well off. So think Star Trek. That's a good way to explain this. Is there's a belief that in the future in order to be either as a causation or just happenstance, in order to be a better version of us, we will, by consequence, become more secular. That it's always looked at as religion was something that we grew out of, and that as we became more knowledgeable and less ignorant, religion just kind of fell by the wayside, which is kind of ironic because in the show, like on the series, they meet other beings who are just as intelligent but also very religious. So that's always been kind of a bummer for me that people believe that religion and Christianity specifically, as I'm biased to it, would just have no place in a society. If humanity were to endure for 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 years, however long in the future we're going to be, that all of a sudden that we would have nothing else to add, or that all of a sudden we're just going to grow up, and I kind of find that insulting a bit. However, and some of you might believe that saying that we'll outgrow religion, or that we outgrew it now, and in the future it will just get closer to that. I disagree. Now, there have been some representation of Christianity, well, ish, like on film. Now, a good series that a lot of us liked was Firefly, and one of the characters on Firefly was, I believe, Shepherd Book, and he's known for a couple of things. One of which is the line of kneecaps.
This should do.
Preacher, don't the Bible have some pretty specific things to say about killing?
Quite specific. It is, however, somewhat fuzzier on the subject of kneecaps.
There was also a line where a little scene where one of the crewmates, River, grabbed his Bible and just read and marked all the things that were that didn't make sense to her, that were illogical. And he gave a speech. I can't quote it verbatim. I know that one of the key lines in that was,
"You don't fix faith, River. It fixes you."
Faith changes you. I liked it, but I didn't like the whole how he articulated everything, if I'm being honest with you. But I could tell that intent was there, and therefore I liked it. Overall, the intention, I like the intention, maybe not all the necessary word choice of it. That some theologian would have put that together better. So, I do hope that, now granted, in this about Starfield is supposed to be an RPG type, so there's someone else who plays it will have a different experience than me, because we're going to make different decisions, which that sounds very interesting to me. I will say that I do hope, well, in all likelihood, the intelligent life that the character Mateo is talking about is probably going to be just aliens, which is ironic. By the way, currently the beings talking about aliens being real and all that kind of stuff, which I thought is kind of ironic. The belief is that we're going to get more secular and leave God behind, but that we're going to find intelligent life out there because we love to believe that we are not alone in the universe. The irony is, that's if you follow God, then you know that is true. You know that there's more intelligent life than us, way more intelligent than we are. So if we endure for 1,000 years, which I believe we will, I don't think our future looks more godless. That we're going to, elevate ourselves by putting God in our past. Rather, I believe the further we go, the closer we will get to God, because we will realize that is the truth all along, and we get distracted by all this other stuff. Where there is other intelligent life out there, but where there is intelligent life out there or not, which I believe there is, maybe not in the way that we're thinking about. We're thinking about other types of life forms that evolve like we do. I think the truth is way more fantastic than we're really imagining. But I'm not going to try to hold too long because I can go on this topic. I do hope they explore this little area more. I'm not expecting a whole lot. But I wanted to have a good conversation. I wanted to have a good dialogue. Especially when you talk about sci-fi, because I am a big old nerd. And I could talk about this all day long. So you tell me what you think in the comments. I know that, but what do you guys think of the subject? Do you think in the future that we become less religious, or would we kind of grow in a relationship to God, if that makes sense? I'll see you next time. Subscribe.
Is it too good to be true? I want this so much, but don't know if I can trust you. My mind's racing fast, trying to find the red flags I'm used to. All these green lights, are they coming too soon? Caught between red and the green.